Is it love? Is it love? Baby, be mine. Is it love? Is it complicated? Be mine. Is it love? Is it love? Baby, be mine. Is it love? Is it complicated? Be mine.
My name is Katebes.
Oh, and my name is Susan Kapia Katebes. How did we meet?
Well, I've got my own version of how we met. She's got her own version of how she met me. Yeah, my version, well, after I graduated from college, got a job and then left my parents' house to go and live with my friends. So, as you know, when you're starting off as a bachelor, you find that maybe you don't have a TV, yeah, you only have a mattress, yeah, such things. So a friend of mine whom I was staying with at the time suggested that we go and visit another friend from church so that we can at least watch a soccer match, yeah, because we didn't have a TV then. So that's how we went to visit the family. And then I met her there and I liked her. So when we went back home after the game, I kept on bothering my friend to give me the number, which he never wanted to do so. And so after pestering him for a week, he eventually gave me the number, and I didn't hesitate to get in touch. So that's my version of having to meet her.
He was my childhood crush. Yes, he's a rapper, so we always rap at church. So I would always follow his music a lot. So at the time that his sister, who was late, invited us to his home, I think the time I was in grade 10. Yeah, and then I met him in the kitchen. He was washing plate, and I liked him when I saw him from there. So ever since then, I've always been like trying to look for him just to say hi. But there was a day when he embarrassed me, which he doesn't remember that. I don't know why. So I went to say hi to him, say, "Hi, Hakim, how are you?" in front of his friends. And then what he told me was like, "Who are you and how do you know my name?" I was very embarrassed, and ever since then I started avoiding him. So it passed, I think, after a few years, I found him in our house with a friend of ours who used to come. So I was really shocked. I asked God, what is this guy doing here? He embarrassed me, and I just didn't want anything to do with him. But then here we are today.
So much as she says she knew me even before that interaction we had in their house, I don't remember ever having met her. I don't ever remember having seen her in our house.
The memory span is very short.
Yeah, but the day that I saw her in their house, I really liked her, and I didn't think such a beautiful girl would come to our church.
Yes, I noticed you first.
Well, it took a while. It's not something that started off immediately. We started talking, yeah. So she kept on telling me to wait.
For 3 months. For 3 months until one rainy day. So I had no choice but to say, yeah, yes. Okay, he would do so many risky things. You find it's raining and he wants to walk with you, it's raining. So I was a bit scared that he would get sick. So I was like, okay, let me just accept him. So I accepted to date him on the 16th of March in 2014.
Yeah.
I was trying to make him pay back for embarrassing me the time that I said hi to him, and he told me he doesn't know me and how do I know his name. So I was trying to make him feel the pain that I felt for so many years, because I was in grade 10 and the time he started dating was after I completed school. That's the next year, that's 2012. Yes. 7 years later.
7 years later. Yeah, 2019, that's when we got married. Whoa,
My
I
sister.
used the sister.
My
Yeah,
sister.
the young sister. I think I'd gone to a mall, just like a normal arrangement, and then they went in the shop. Yeah, so I tried out the rings, and then she was able to tell me the ring size.
Okay, I did something. Okay, I noticed his weird behavior, like towards, because first we reached home and brought the salam, which was brought home. So from that time, I started seeing his strange behavior. So, sorry, I went through your phone.
But
And I saw.
but you know how.
No, but then the fact that I didn't know where the ring was, but I went through your phone and then I checked how the whole event was going to be planned. But then I didn't know that date was meant for me, because we had actually planned for my brother who was going to the US. We planned for his farewell, yes, but not knowing that that event was actually made for me.
You know how African tradition is, where you first have to go and meet the parents, you take them salamu and whatnot. So these ladies know, they just like do the drama and act surprised. You knew. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's how it happened.
We used my sister, who had to buy for us from China, though we didn't get it the very time that was supposed to get married. It came 3 months later after our wedding. So a friend of ours had to help us with the dress, which I wore during the wedding day. Yeah. Yes.
Actually, the wedding, the rings.
Yes, I mean the rings shoes, came 3 months later.
Well, in 2019, the post office had that closed for I think about 3 months. So our items were supposed to come through the post office. So that delay is what caused the things to come late.
And it was so bad where families were asking us, where is the dress? Where is the rings?
Yeah.
And yet we keep saying, no, we have them, but in a sense, we didn't have any. So we had to find plan B on how to replace everything that did not come there and then.
Yes.
Yes. He cried.
Well, the good part is even my bishop cried, so it's okay.
It was very beautiful.
Yeah, very much.
I was crying. My grandmother is the one that woke me down. Yes. So, my dad and my parents are late, so it was a bit emotional for me, because I really wanted him to be there to see me get married. So it was very emotional for me, and also leaving my grandmother and now going to be united with this man here. So it was like as if you're going to leave part of you behind and you're going to start a new life ahead of you. Yeah. 4 years now.
Yeah. So our wedding was such an emotional event, because even just the preparation, the build up to the wedding, it's something that actually brought us closer to God at the time. And to see it happen in the manner in which it happened was such a humbling moment. Well, how we resolve conflicts as a couple, we talk it out. Sometimes it's difficult to talk about something that you don't want to talk about. Yeah, but we find our own way to sit down and talk about it.
At least before we go to bed, we have to resolve our issues. Yeah. Unless if it's really, really, really bad, that's when we just sleep over and then the next day we'll
talk about it when you're home. Yeah. Never had an issue where you have to involve third parties yet. No. Yeah, and I think, we also do have our mentors.
The counselors.
Yeah, the counselors from church. Yeah, our matron is still working with us. So we're glad to have all those people that we look up to in terms of marriage, who we know that if things had to go bad, would go to and sit down and be able to talk with them.
He's lovely, he's sweet, especially if he has some money, he would spoil you a lot. He's fun as well. There's never a dull moment with him at home. So we talk about a lot of stuff, which makes it even more great for me. And moreover, also is my mentor, because I'm into business as well. So even before I started business, he was there to help me and mentor me, because he's also in business as well. So he's been such a very great man. I think I wouldn't live not even a minute without him. So he's been so much been there for me.
Well, she's motherly. Yeah, Like she takes care of us really good. I'm sure my son would say the same, except his kid.
But he says that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she always makes sure everything is in order, and she always pushes me to be a better person. Yeah, and she loves us. That we know.
I'm glad you know that.
Okay. If there's something that I appreciate about her, is intuition, like how she sees what I can't see, how she's able to tell me to say that person is not good, and even though I'm seeing everything good, time has always proved her right most of the time. In fact, all the times.
I'm glad you say that.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I'll skip right about it.
Yeah, I appreciate her for that, and it's me knowing that I've got somebody looking out for me, even as I go about life.
I think what I always want to hear every day is, I like your food. Because sometimes you like it, sometimes if you're just quiet, I ask him, how is the food? Good. But when it's nice, he has a way that he says it, you even feel it. Yeah, so I think continue saying the food is good, even if it's bad.
No, when I say it every day, it becomes like formality. So when it's like, hey, you're really good, doesn't it? Like, babe, this is good.
But Lutanda says it's good, even says the food is yummy.
Because he's a baby. Well, first to a couple, or to people who are not yet married, I think you need to have patience. Yeah, the fact that you love each other does not mean, hey, tomorrow we should get married. Yeah, I think it pays to wait, and it pays to put the house in order. Yeah, and for a married couple, I think every issue that you'd face in life, it's something that you'd sit down and talk about. Yeah, there is nothing too big that if we put our heads together with God involved, that you'd fail to sort out.
I think for the women who are single, I think let's love the men the way they are. So for me and him, when we were dating, he didn't have a job, so he was doing business. So I was always there for him. Even in times where things were really bad, I was there. So for the women out there who are still single, support your boyfriends, help them in any ways, especially if they are struggling with anything. So let's say they need finance, so provide for them, be there for them as well, not just wait for the man to always provide for you. And then to those who are married, I think marriage is always unique. So what you experience and what we experience is different. Yeah. We all have a story to tell. So let's not try to copy what others are doing, but let's try to find a way in which we can make it better and special on our own.
Create
your own story without having to photocopy what others are having or living. Yes. So I think be content with what you have and understand where you are going and what is that you have at the moment.
One lesson learned in our journey together.
I think love.
Yeah, I think it's a oneness, because even the build up to our wedding, what we agree on is what we'll stand on. Yeah, so if I go and meet my family, what I agreed with her is what I'm going to stand on, and the same with her. And so that's the position that we've carried throughout our marriage. And I think that's how it should be for every couple, because the moment we begin to allow third parties, then confusion will begin to build up also.
I think oneness, I'll go with what he says, because I think that's one of the factor that really breaks marriages. So you need to have the same word as a husband and wife. Yeah.
My name is Akim Katebes.
And my name is Susan Kapia Katebe. And this is how we met.